Hi, my name is Robin Wong. I'm a photographer based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I have with me the Olympus E-M1 Original. In this video, I want to talk about whether this camera is still a good camera today. Let's do this! I have owned this Olympus E-M1 since the year 2014. That's almost 10 years ago. This was the first true professional mirrorless camera that convinced me to switch fully to mirrorless system from my DSLR. This Olympus E-M1 has served me very well over the years. I've done a lot of professional shoots, delivering shots to my clients, and I'm very happy with this E-M1's performance. Eventually, I upgraded to E-M1 Mark II, E-M1 Mark III, and we have plenty of amazing OM-D cameras, and it all began from this Olympus E-M1. I've recently brought this E-M1 out for some shutter therapy action. I went out on the streets at night to shoot the Deepavali Eve celebration in Brickfields, Kuala Lumpur. And here are some shots, and I'm sharing them with you guys. This Olympus E-M1 is an old camera. It is about 10 years old now, but I still think that it is a fantastic camera today. And there are many things about this camera that I really like. Having used it recently for the night street shooting at Brickfields, shooting the Deepavali Eve celebration, I must say, I really miss the tilt screen. Now, I understand the importance of swivel screen and understand why Olympus included the swivel screen in their newer E-M1 series cameras. It is better for video shooting. It is more useful as a content creator myself making videos on this YouTube channel. I appreciate the swivel screen. I put the camera on a tripod. I turn the screen around. I can see myself. I hit the record button. I don't need the help of anyone else around me. Yes, it is very important for video. But as a photographer, as a street photographer, or if you're doing any kind of photography, the tilt screen is definitely better. It is faster. It is more efficient. It's just so much quicker as you just tilt the screen down or up for creative compositions. I always say that if you want your shots to be better, move the camera away from your eye level or take it off the viewfinder view, use the tilt screen, go low, go high, get creative with your compositions. That's how you can create drama in your shots. And it's just so much more effective with the tilt screen. The swivel screen will require an additional step to swivel it out and then tilt the screen. It's just that one step is enough to cause you to miss a shot if you need to react reflexively. So yes, having tilt screen on this E-M1, I really like it and I miss it. Of all the Olympus E-M1 series cameras, I personally think that this Olympus E-M1 Original had the perfect size and weight. It is not too small, and yet it is not too big. It is big enough to counterbalance the larger lenses, to have really comfortable handling. The gripping area is beefy enough, yet it is not too small so that it feels out of balance if you attach larger and heavier lenses. I feel that the newer E-M1 series cameras from Olympus Olympus said the EM1 Mark II, EM1 Mark III is slightly too large. And of course, the OM1 and the Panasonic G9 Mark II, that's too large. And I feel that when these cameras got larger than full-frame mirrorless cameras, something is wrong. I just felt that this EM1 original, it strikes the balance of not being too big, that it seems ridiculously big compared to other options out there, and it is still small enough, it is still very compact, and it handles really well, it balances well with all the lenses out there. And I wish the newer flagship cameras from Micro Four Thirds, they follow the size and weight of this original EM1. Another thing that I really like about this Olympus EM1 original is the autofocus performance. I understand that it doesn't have AI intelligent subject detection or tracking, and in terms of continuous autofocus, this camera is not as good as competition or any newer and modern cameras today. However, the single autofocus performance on this EM1 is almost fail-proof. I will go as far as to say that the single autofocus performance on this EM1 is better than even the latest OM system OM1 camera. I brought this camera out shooting at brick fields at night, and there were some really dim situations using this Olympus 12-40 on this EM1. I managed to nail the shots even in very dark situations, like the ISO was 6400, the aperture was bright f2.8, I was dropping the shutter speed down to 1/10, 1/20 of a second, and I can still nail the shots very quickly. The autofocus was blazing fast, and I have high accuracy rates. No issue whatsoever. I can't say the same with the latest OM system OM1 camera. While this Olympus EM1 uses the outdated 16 megapixels Micro Four Thirds image sensor, I'm still perfectly happy with the image quality that I get from this particular camera. The images come out with highly detailed, I have plenty of sharpness and fine details to work with. The contrast is really good, but I think that's thanks to this amazing Zuiko 12-40 f2.8 Pro lens. But overall, the dynamic range, the high ISO shooting, I have no issue whatsoever with the high ISO noise up to, say, ISO 3200 or even 6400. I can still tolerate. I know that there is a huge gap in performance if you compare this with the newer image sensors, say from the EM1 Mark II or EM1 Mark III, or even the latest OM1. I admit that there's a difference, but looking at the images I get from this EM1 original, I'm still very satisfied with what it produces. Being an older camera, this Olympus EM1 original doesn't have the latest bells and whistles, say the Pro Capture Mode or high-res shot, but I still think that the important features in this camera, they still make a huge difference in practical real-life shooting environment. I appreciate the large and bright viewfinder. I think that the electronic viewfinder in this EM1 is definitely good enough. It's bright, it is smooth, it's very comfortable to look at. I have no issue whatsoever with the lower resolution now if you compare with the OM1. I know paper specifications is one thing, but if you actually use the viewfinder in real life, it is actually quite a comfortable shooting experience. And of course, I also treasure the image stabilization. This EM1 and of course the original EM5, they were the first cameras to implement the 5-axis image stabilization. Although this is an older technology, but it is still very good and very reliable. It just added that insurance, that confidence boost in every shot that I'm taking, that I've actually nailed the shot without worrying too much about slow shutter speeds or any hand movement or camera shake. It's just that extra confidence that gets me going. I don't have to think too much. It allows me to focus on the shot that I'm getting, the moment, the composition, the lighting, what's actually important to make the shot dramatic. Of course, there are tons of other features in this camera, say say the lifetime, life composite. I can't think of all of them now, but still, this camera has tons of useful features even for today. If you want to explore the world of Micro Four Thirds, this E-M1 Original is not a bad camera to start with. Of course, if you have the funds, go for the newer cameras like the E-M1 Mark III or M1 or the Panasonic G9 Mark II. These cameras are definitely better in terms of image quality, performance, overall features. There's no denying that. But a lot of us do not want to break the bank to enjoy photography, and a lot of us are just doing photography as a hobby. So for something that doesn't give you a return of investment in terms of money, you don't just want to dump all your savings like buying the most expensive cameras and lenses. So looking at the older camera, even this almost 10 years old camera, it is a still very good place to start. It gives you very fast autofocus performance. It gives you really good image quality. Yes, it's very well built. It is weather sealed. It has electronic viewfinder. In terms of features, it's also very solid. So I think that this E-M1 is worth to look at. Of course, feel free to disagree with me. What do you think about this original E-M1? Have you used one yourself? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. If you've enjoyed looking at my photographs and if you have benefited from my sharing, please consider buying me a cup of coffee, or you can contribute directly to my PayPal. Links in the description below on how you can do that. Any small contribution goes a long way. It'll definitely help me to continue making more content, sharing more tips and tricks about photography, or doing reviews on cameras and lenses here in this channel in the future. And I thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.